In its previous 5 World Cup tournaments, Denmark has never reached above the round of 16. The previous time the World Cup was held, 4 years ago in Russia, they placed second in Group C, behind the eventual champions France, before being eliminated by Croatia in the round of 16. The Danes have been given a difficult hand at this World Cup, as they face tough competition in their group and may not advance out of it at all. The road to the World Cup final is extremely difficult, but by the current state of the team, they might stand a chance. Hi guys, welcome back to Football World. In today's video, we will be discussing the chances of Denmark winning the World Cup. Although the first World Cup was held in 1930, Denmark did not become eligible to participate in the tournament until 1986. It is a title that has never been challenged in all of Denmark's history, and no one has ever come close to winning. Denmark was never able to make it to the semi-finals, and the only time they made it to the quarter-finals was in 1998. The hearts of the people of Denmark want their national team to either win the World Cup this time around in Qatar, or failing that, to put up a heroic attempt against all of the teams who will compete against them. In addition to having experienced players like Eriksen, Kjær and Schmeichel, who have been an important part of the squad in prior tournaments for Denmark, this team features well-rehearsed players who play in the middle of the defence and offence lines. Denmark has the potential to compete for the World Cup in 2022 if they have the correct drive and skill. If Croatia can make it to the final in Russia for the World Cup, then Denmark has a chance. If Denmark were to emerge victorious in Group D, they would go on to take the team that finished second in Group C. At this time, it is anticipated that Poland will finish in second place in Group C, however, Mexico will also have a chance. After that, the prospective opponent will be the team that came in first place in Group B and second place in Group A. This would open the door for teams like England, the United States of America, the Netherlands and Senegal. Even if they beat their group, Denmark will still have to play a team from the likes of Belgium, Spain, Brazil, Germany, Uruguay and Portugal to go to the semi-finals of the World Cup. There are no easy semi-final matchups. The Danish midfielder's performance in the World Cup will be crucial to the country's prospects of winning. Eriksen made his comeback to football earlier this year after overcoming the health problem he had with his heart. He is now playing for Manchester United, where he can let his creative side shine, and he still has the ability to control the game from the middle of the field. Eriksen also made a goal-scoring comeback to the Denmark squad, scoring 2 goals in his first 2 matches back in friendlies. This marked his return to scoring for the Danish national team. After suffering cardiac damage while competing for Denmark in the Euros in 2021, the heart of Denmark is anticipated to make a full recovery and return to the lineup soon. He is regarded as a hero throughout his whole country, and people from all corners of the globe admire him for his unique playing style. He has consistently been highly useful for his country throughout his career. The expectations of the Danish supporters are quite high for him and the other players in the team. Other fantastic options for Denmark include players like Daniel Voss, Mathias Jensen, Thomas Delaney, and Philip Billing. All of these players are currently playing for their respective clubs. These players are all competent individuals who are capable of jointly managing the midfield area well. Martin Braithwaite, a well-known player for FC Barcelona, is one of the notable names included in the offensive lineup. Other notable names include good and productive strikers available for Denmark, such as Jonas Vind, Kasper Dolberg, Mikkel Damsgaard, Andreas Cornelius, and Yusuf Poulsen. Moreover, Denmark has Andreas Skov Olsen from Club Brugge. If the manager wants to get the most out of the strikers that are at his disposal, he will need to make strategic decisions on which players should play against which opponents and on which occasions. The fact that the Danish national team has qualified for the World Cup is a win in and of itself for the country's supporters, and where they will ultimately wind up in the World Cup is now entirely up to the players, management, and the outcome of the draw. We have strong hopes that Denmark will finish in a better position this year and that the Danish players will get the accolades they so well deserve. While Denmark's current World Cup-bound roster may not include any rising stars, Mikkel Damsgaard is surely one to watch. In 16 appearances for Denmark since making his debut in November 2020, the now 22-year-old has scored 4 goals. Damsgaard scored twice in World Cup qualification both against Moldova and twice in the Euro 2020 tournament, including a spectacular free kick in the semi-final against England. Damsgaard, who is being used more often in the bench role, will be trying to make an impact in the World Cup. Denmark famously replaced FR Yugoslavia and won Euro 92 in Sweden, despite being massive underdogs and playing without their top player, Michael Laudrup. When Denmark plays in the semi-final of Euro 2020, they'll be hoping to repeat the feat of their 1992 heroes. Only in 1992, the Danes were called up at the last minute to compete. For 20 years, from 1964 until 1984, when the squad that would be known as Danish Dynamite qualified for the European Championships, Denmark did not make it to a major event. After the commencement of the Bosnian War, FR Yugoslavia was expelled from Euro 92 and was replaced by Denmark. The bulk of the Danish team was on vacation when they were famously called up back from the beach and gathered in Sweden. Denmark has been experimenting with a few different formations as of late, which will likely be their starting configuration at the World Cup. The versatility of Denmark's roster is best shown by their 3-4-3 formation, which allows them to play with either two wingers supporting a central striker, one offensive midfielder behind a striking combination, or two inside forwards and a striker. These are very simple adjustments, but when applied against the proper opponents, they may have a dramatic effect. We should expect a 3-4-1-2 formation with Christian Eriksen beginning in the number 10 role, with Pierre-Emil Højbjerg and another centre midfield Thomas Delaney possibly providing cover for Eriksen. Joachim Mæhle and Rasmus Christensen or Jens Stryger Larsen play on the wings to give offensive width, while a back three protects Kasper Schmeichel's goal. Andreas Christensen, positioned near the rear of the defence, acts as the team's outlet pass, sending the ball forward to the middle. That's all for today's video, and thanks for watching it. Before you leave, make sure to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to share your thoughts with us in the comment section below.